Conversations with Malik podcast, coming to you from New York. I'm glad to have you and thank you all who are listening and watching this show. This podcast is about the stories of transformation of regular people and the basic struggle and pain of life.
That's right.
Everyone has a testimony. We all have survived the darkness. Now let's talk about how we got to the light so we can help our brothers and sisters who still haven't overcome their demons. But guess what?
Talk to me, my brother.
We all have devils on different levels. So through conversations, we use the tools of insight to light the path of hope. Let's have a chat and stop running from our issues. If we live through it, then talking about it probably won't kill us. That's what we're doing. Talking, crying, looking inward so we can grow outward is the theme of the show.
That's right.
The caterpillar transforming into the butterfly is the goal and purpose of this podcast. When you talk about you, I learn about me. Iron sharpens iron.
And steel sharpens steel.
So we can cut through the fog of despair to the hope of today. Welcome to Conversations with Malik. And before we start today's show, please don't forget to follow us at convoswithmalik.com, convoswithmalik.com.
Instagram, ConWMalik.
Facebook page, Conversations with Malik.
We on Stitcher. We on Podbean. We on Apple iTunes. You can't miss us.
You can't miss us. We on YouTube.
Even if you try.
Well, listen, we just celebrated our year anniversary.
That's right. And I like to clap. Over 100 episodes.
Listen, was that 150?
I didn't even know it was that much.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh wow!" You never realize how much you do sometimes until you look back.
And I always like the fact that people come to our show because we don't have to have any guests. Like people may not even want to come here, but they always do.
No doubt. I mean, we're blessed to have guests. We're blessed to even be able to do a show.
That's true.
Because you can have a show and don't necessarily have guests.
That's true.
But guests make it a plus.
Guests always make it a plus.
And so, listen, man, I want to thank everybody in the team, everybody who makes what we do here possible. I want to thank Kareem, the Dream Raheem, who does the excellent work with the engineering. He makes our sound and the quality and the music that he puts with the show.
Kareem is getting so better at this, man. Sometimes I'm listening to the show, I'm like, wow.
The sound quality is excellent.
Sound quality, the music he put behind.
Oh yeah, how he fades the music.
How he fades the music.
Kareem, you're dope.
How what I like too is like sometimes he find like the most important parts of the show and he plays that in the beginning. And when he plays that in the beginning, it fades into the show, or the intro of the show.
Yes. And you know what that shows me? That he listens to the show.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's coming from pieces from the middle. That means you're listening to the whole show. And so you have someone who's an engineer that really cares and that really likes the message of what we're doing here. So that's a plus.
That's right.
I want to thank Wendell's not here tonight, our camera guy. He's on a big job. And that's what it's about. It's about getting more opportunities, and growing. I want to thank Dawn Michelle from Dawn Michelle Promotion.
That's right. Dawn.
For all that she does. Justin Miles for the great job. The images on the website.
Yeah.
For the shows.
That's another thing that I always
Justin is sick with it, man.
He's sick.
Justin is sick.
You see this how we growing? We growing from I remember how things used to be and now it's to the next level.
Yeah, what was we doing before?
I don't even know.
but listen, man, so we got a great show today. We got the word of the day, how we normally do, man. We got some current events. We're gonna talk about some things because we have a brother here, and listen, from the time we walked in, I felt like I grew up with him around the way.
That's what I felt.
So, we got attorney Royce Russell in the house.
That's right.
And listen, R Squared 2 LLC.
That's right.
He got a book, Cardiac Arrest. We got it front and center.
Front and center right there.
Right here. We're gonna talk with him, and it was so funny because as we was reading up and we've been talking about him this week.
Right.
And then we get here an hour early to prepare because we're just not some clowns. We're businessmen and we take whatever we do serious. So we were here doing our homework, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the site and I said, "Yo, Jeff, I'm a little tired, but should I go and change?" Because the brother looked spiffy on the site.
When I saw the site, I was like, I started thinking about it. And while I was in the car, what I did was I had my shirt all unbuttoned because I had the t-shirt over here.
So you buttoned up the top?
I buttoned up the top because I'm figuring like maybe he's gonna come real formal. So I'm like, let me get spliffy here.
So then Jeff goes, maybe you should go put on the bow tie, I said, so I'm sitting here feeling bad, and I'm a little tired. And brother, the past 2 weeks has been like really kind of one of the most challenging 2 weeks of like of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say everything that could go wrong because you gotta watch the words you say.
Yeah.
But it's just been like one thing after another.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's just I know I'm gonna be all right. So that's not a question.
Past 2 days for me.
Oh,
it's kind of crazy.
It's been crazy. So, so I'm sitting here and I'm a little exhausted, but I know I gotta push on because this is the work. This is the message. Our people need the message. We need to give stories. Like that's the only reason why we're doing this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, I mean we're brown people. Brown people push on.
We push on.
We push on. Yeah.
In spite of.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you came in not dressed up, I felt better.
Well, you know, not being dressed up is definitely in line with the book. This is what I call get arrested clothes. See, you know what I mean? These are the clothes that you get arrested in. The probability is a lot higher when you got your skull cap on, you got your sweater, right? You got your turtleneck, you got your thin jeans on, tight legs, and you got your Uggs, and you're just kind of rolling and strolling.
Yeah.
The pictures and the photos and the website and on the various social media outlets, those are my might get arrested clothes. I might get arrested with a bow tie on and a suit jacket or the turtleneck and the sports coat. I might. Probably will, might. Probabilities might be a little less.
Gotcha.
But when you dress like this, you try to just be regular,
get arrested clothes.
And it's fair game. So now just imagine if your pants are sagging. The probabilities go up.
They go up.
It's all wrong, but it's the life we live.
Yeah.
So we got to recognize it. So
that's true.
The power is not me. The power we want to try to place in the people, and that's what I try to do with cardiac arrest. Place the power in the people. The same message that you've been drumming and singing from the time we walked in this door is all compact right there. 8 by 5, 100 and something pages. Give it to them. I don't need to be the star. Let the star be over there in life. You know, that's what we do. We pass it on.
No doubt.
Without the drums. Usually back in the day, we had the drums.
We had the drums.
Now we have no drums.
That was the first language in Africa.
Right. Now we just got big bass from Notorious. I let it come to you slow. I let it come to you slow. You know what I mean? I know we moving in slow motion.
He's a thinker, and we're going to have fun today.
Yeah, we listen.
So we got word of the day. And the word of the day, so we take about a minute or so to talk about the word of the day. And I was thinking, and for some reason, we try to theme it around the guest that's coming. So the word of the day is justice. And I know Jeff doesn't want me to throw it to him first. That's why I'm going to throw it to him. What's the word justice mean to you, Jeff?
When I hear justice, I think of the law.
Okay.
And that's the first thing that comes to my mind is the law.
Okay.
Quality of conforming to the law. That's what justice means to me.
Okay.
That's the only thing that came to my head right away.
Right.
Is
what does it mean to you as far as how it applies to Black people?
Well, it doesn't always go right.
Right.
For us, and that's the sad part. Because justice is important, but when we break the law, and sometimes depending on, for instance, like people look at how we dress, and they criticize us and things of that nature, and sometimes those are the individuals that they think that is going to be the ones to break the law, but usually sometimes it's not.
That's true.
So
sometimes it's that white guy that's driving with the suit on.
Sometimes it's the white guy,
and he done embezzled venture capitalists, done embezzled
and shooting up the churches, and stuff like that.
Oh, well, all that too. All that too.
Right.
So it's not always, criminality comes in any form, but it's funny because I was thinking about justice, and justice just isn't law based. It's also societal, and how resources are given more to some that aren't given to others, and part of that is I believe, and I'm not big on making excuses. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, the spirit of Kujichagali is self-determination.
Yes, yes.
You know, I live that, right?
Right.
But I also understand that the distribution of wealth isn't equal, and of opportunities is not equal. So, you know, Dr. King, and in the spirit of Dr. King, I was kind of thinking about this too. You know, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
That's correct.
You know, so wherever it is, we gotta fight it. You know, and that's a lot about what you're about. And then I could pass the baton to you. What does justice mean to you?
Well, I think justice is forever changing. That's what it means for me. Forever changing. We have the optimal use of the word justice should be that it's forever changes. It is not stagnant.
Okay.
It is not rigid. It should be somewhat flexible.
Gotcha.
Because what is justice for someone that comes from a background that is hard and rough, and they find themselves on the road full of gravel, should be a little different from someone that maybe should know better. So it's justice for a kid as opposed to an adult. That should be forever changing.
Gotcha.
Justice for someone who is of a higher social economic status, depending upon what they did, might change compared to someone who's on the lower part of that ladder, right? And then, you know, I'm not big on, you know, we ran through an era with the spoken word. We say his story, you know, we kind of break down things. But I've been on that spirit for a couple of days now. So I was a keynote speaker at an event for young brothers within a certain fraternity. And so I was telling the crowd, you know, I'm happy to be the keynote speaker, but just let's remember at the end of the day, we have to leave with some key notes. And they're like, oh, looking at me, that's right. You don't want to have someone up there just speaking and you leave with nothing. He's a keynote speaker. So what are the keys? What is worthy of noting down? So I left with something. What's my takeaways?
Right.
And so when I look at justice, being a person of color, working within the judicial system, and knowing that there are a large portion of correction officers that look like me, that act like me, that come from my culture, a lot of court officers in the courtroom that look like me, act like me, come from my same background. And I make it a point to tell those brothers and sisters that when you look around, as unfair as it is, you see a lot of us within the system. And so now, when you look at the profession of practicing law, you don't see that many.
Right.
So now let me round robin back to justice.
Okay.
It is just us when I walk in that courtroom. So you need to make sure that I'm taken care of. Gotcha. I shouldn't be the last on the list. I should be the first on the list. Because it's about us. And it's just us here. Get it? Get it? Us, you know what I mean? Just like in the entertainment business. You know? It's just us. So let's make it about us. Let's give the treatment that is due, and I'll give you the respect that is due. Let's shine today in an unfortunate situation, and let's make 2 + 2 = 4, because it is just us. And you know that the person I'm standing next to, you know, may have had it a little different, may have saw the light a little dimmer. Right. You know, I'm not saying that person is not responsible for their own circumstances, but we can make it all right, and we should make it all right. So when you go out there, you know, we have elections going left and right in every single field. I think we've come to a generation that it doesn't matter what party you're affiliated with, Democratic or Republican, that's just a title, just a name. We should be looking at folks that represent us in whatever fashion that may mean. Some, it might be color, it might be height, it might be stature, or it might be their philosophy. Okay. And that's what we should be doing. And that's why justice is forever changing. The philosophy of what is right in a particular instance. Yes, sir. How we should implement that and hand that down. So that's what I think about when it comes down to justice.
Deep. There we go. And listen, we got a couple of current events that we want to talk about before we get into the interview. That's kind of aligned with what you're about. I see that you do some things with immigration. And immigration is a hot issue right now. Very hot. We actually have the the reason why the shutdown is tied into immigration because the border wall is to stop the flow of brown people. They're afraid of the browning of America,
Yes.
right? And so the whole shutdown is over, you know, Trump needing that wall because that's what he was telling his base. How do you feel about this whole immigration issue and this whole, you know, border wall shutdown?
Well, I'll start from the perspective that it's unfortunate that it's going to impact a lot of people in order to get a point across.
Right.
A lot of people